improving the conditions of our current hospitals, we are bringing new hospitals into operation. And our city hospitals are very modern hospitals. And in particular, in terms of the standards, we are able to meet what's necessary, and another hospital with a capacity of 600 beds have recently become operational. We had planned to make this a training hospital, but we, in line with our needs, decided to convert this hospital into a city hospital, and it has become operational. And another hospital with a capacity of 1,150 beds, as you know, had recently come operational. And at İkiteli Hospital, we have more than 2,000 beds, and the capacity will be meeting the needs of our country, and it will become operational in the following months. And in the construction of Göztepe City Hospital, we are about to finalize the process. Hopefully, this hospital will come operational in September. These all will help Turkey to further strengthen our position in the field of health, which is an area we are already strong about. Throughout the pandemic of COVID-19, we have taken our precautions, our measures, at early stages and implemented all these measures. And we are bringing in further precautions and measures in practice and put them in effect. In terms of food supply, we have no difficulty. As our country is able to produce all the products necessary, our supply chains are functional and have a capacity to meet our needs. And as a result of the efforts exerted by our law enforcement and public administrators, we do not have any issue in terms of safety and security. We would like to thank to our suppliers, our law enforcement bodies, police officers, all the industrialists continuing with their production, our workers, all health workers, and everyone involved. Compared to Europe and the USA, Turkey is in a better position and is one of the countries which is able to overcome that difficulty and curb the outbreak rapidly. And one of the most important things about such a process is to make sure that our health system stands tall and strong. And the better we use the means at hand to fight against COVID-19, the better outcomes we will have regarding curbing the outbreak. Besides, during such times, the health institutions can be converted into pandemic centers. And we ask our citizens kindly not to present to hospitals if the situation is not of an emergency. And at the schools, we have started distant remote teaching and also remote working for many public and private sectors. And we have shown the highest level of sensitivity for our senior citizens over the age of 65. We indeed also made calls to all our citizens to stay home, and we have contributed to the process tremendously. And most recently, the intercity travel has been restricted. And if necessary, we can bring in similar methods, similar measures for intracity travel. And the number of the tests conducted on a daily basis has exceeded 10,000, and we are sharing all the new cases, the total death toll, the new death cases, and total number of cases every day transparently with our citizens. And 41 districts in various cities in Turkey have now been put in quarantine. And to protect a similar activity, to prevent the outbreak to spread more, we need to be self-quarantining, and we need to make sure that all the supply chain is continuous and production is ongoing in a non-stop fashion. And Turkey will continue to produce and to ensure that its gears are functioning. And to protect the health of the workers, I am sure that all the employers will take all the measures necessary, and we will make sure that they do so. We are trying our best to ensure that our society is in health and welfare. And we, on the other hand, send many materials, many sanitation and cleaning materials to many other countries. For example, to Spain, a country which is one of the most harshly affected ones in the world, will be provided with a full craft of materials. And this goes the same for Italy. Certain equipment, certain materials will be transferred to Italy through a ship, a full of ship of materials will be sent to Italy through Red Crescent. And the stronger Turkey is, the more she will be able to outreach to the other countries for help. And we, of course, need all the innovative studies to be conducted by all the relevant institutions, and we will deliver our support to them to the full extent. We will take all the necessary measures and continue decisively on our path. To produce our ventilators, we and our institutions are in an intensive process of work. This goes the same for vaccination. We have activities ongoing in this regard, and our aim is to achieve good outcomes by the end of the year. If our citizens do not have definite need to go outside, it is, of course, to the best interest of everyone if they stay at home and self-quarantine. And paying attention to the cleaning is also an important part of the whole process, because we know that with our nation we have taken many struggles to success, and with the help of our nation and with the help of God, we will overcome that difficulty. As long as we abide by the rules and always be precautious and pay attention to the measures, we will succeed. But we must be implementing all the measures and be cautious and prudent. No disease can prevent the bright days to come. No threat posed can make us turn away from our goals, because we are the Turkish nation, and it is Turkey that our country is, and our culture is based on solidarity, unison, helping one another, supporting one another. And also the state institutions declared many economic and social support packages, and we have shown to the full extent that we stand with our people, and we will continue to do so. We will continue to support our SMEs, our artists, many industrialists, many exporters, and for that reason we have brought in many practices. There are more than 2 million taxpayers in our country, and the value-added tax and premium payments of more than 54 million will be deferred. And there will be up to 12 months of additional time allocated for such payments. And all the corporate and commercial companies will be granted with loans with only 7.5% of annual interest rate. And we have made sure that a credit package is put in practice for postponement of credits. And the banks will be also supported in terms of liquidity for the next 3 months for their employment burden. And the capacity will be increased up to a level of 450 billion dollars, and the repayments of discount credits will be postponed for another 90 days. And this way, an additional supportive economic program will be offered. And we also will be delivering 1,000 liras for low-income families per month. And the lowest pension will be increased up to 1,500 liras. And our social solidarity foundations will be receiving a higher figure in terms of allowance. And the students who are staying at dormitories will be reimbursed for the months of March and April, and they will not be charged for May and June. And we will not have any cuts in the scholarships granted to our citizens. And for the months of April, May, and June, the repayments will be also postponed. We also have more than 21,000 citizens who flew to Turkey and during the recent weeks, and they are being held as guests for their quarantine. And our citizens, our students will have a chance to access an additional 8 gigabytes of internet free of charge. And we will also have a 6 billion liras of performance-related payment to our healthcare workers. And over Turksat, all our healthcare workers will be offered with an additional quota of internet, which is free of charge and with a capacity of 10 gigabytes. And the agriculture incentives have almost been paid by half so far. For the production of all the agricultural products, such as the grains, we have a capacity which is self-sufficient by 100%. So the grains, the legumes, oil, and many other products such as pasta will be produced, and we have the chance, we have the ability to grow the capacity of production in for all such products. And with all the measures taken, we have shown that our state stands with its people, with its citizens, and our NGOs will continue to support those in need, and we know that they are trying their best to help those who are in need. And that is why we start a national solidarity campaign. Turkey is self-sufficient, and this campaign has been started. And the Ministry of Family, Labor and Social Affairs will be sharing the relevant pieces of information for that humanitarian aid account. And the data of that banking account is on the screen, and it will be possible for our citizens to donate through SMS as well. Our purpose is to help those with lower income and with those who are in need. And it is our aim to help our citizens. And through the foundations of solidarity, We will identify those who are in need, and we will offer all that support, all that aid to them. If necessary, local administrators will also be involved in the process to ensure that the collected amounts is delivered to those in need properly. And I myself made my donation, and many of our ministers, many of our colleagues decided to donate their salaries, their wages, maybe some of them with six or four salaries, and some even promised pledged higher figures. And totally, the figure has increased to 5.2 million liras almost. And we make a call to all of our organizations, all party organizations, bureaucrats, municipalities, all the parties, for them to participate to that campaign. Throughout that process, of course, we expect the biggest amount of contribution to come from the philanthropists and also the business people. And also the people who are planning to share during the Ramadan month. They do not need to wait for that. They can take their place in that campaign of aid even as of now. And may God accept all the donations to be made. And we know that there is about $10 billion of support coming from the philanthropists, and we would like to extend our special thanks to them. Of course, when we leave all these difficult periods, all that rough patch behind, what we will remember will be that picture of brotherhood and unison and solidarity. May God be with us all. I share my love and respect with each and every one of you. May you all rest in health. Thank you.